This is the truth of Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Spoilers, duh. Listen, I love Marvel, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. And I'm very critical of companies, movies, brands that I love because I want them to attract more people. I want them to make money too. So in order to do that, I'm going to tell the truth about this movie. So we got the good, the bad, and then we have the conclusion. I'm going to start off with the good. First of all, this is the best CGI that I've seen in a Marvel movie in literal years. I would say the movie before this that had good CG would probably be Shang-Chi. That had the best, decent CGI. But for some reason, they've been getting rushed. It's been more quantity over quality. And you can obviously tell that some of these projects are just not it. In Guardians of the Galaxy 3, the CGI was on point. Every single scene that I saw, there was just no problem with the CGI. It was perfect. I had a problem with No Way Home CGI, and that was kind of crazy considering it was one of the biggest movies, if not the biggest movie of the MCU. Another good thing is Rocket's story was perfect. Matter of fact, I thought that I wasn't gonna cry just because everyone was saying, oh, it's sad, you know, blah, blah. I'm like, I'll see for myself if it's actually sad. And it's actually sad. See, I love animals, and when something bad happens to animals, it just makes me cry. No, but it was sad. It was extremely sad. Besides that, that's really all the good that I have about the movie, which isn't bad. It just means that, you know, there's not that much to really go off of. They did really good. Now we got to cover the bad. Yes, there's actually bad in a Marvel film that you love. There were too many music segments. James Gunn was just like, you know what? I like this song. I'm gonna throw that in. I like this song. I'm gonna throw that in. And it just didn't feel like it was strategically placed. Like there were times where I felt like there was just no music needed. Like you could have just had that fight scene with no music whatsoever. And then it feels like it is literally a music video. Me and my friend were talking about that. It feels like a legitimate music video sometimes. And it just kind of breaks this fourth wall where you're like, damn, you're just kind of too aware. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Too many music segments. There were too many death fake outs. James Gunn really pushed the limit with the death fake outs in this movie. There was a moment in the movie where Drax got shot in the back and the chest, and they made it seem like he was gonna die considering everything went in slow motion. Mantis yelled, Drax! And I'm all like, oh, he's gonna die, so he's the one who's gonna die. And I don't know why I haven't caught on by now that Marvel doesn't kill people unless their contract is up. But yeah, no, he was just fine. He got shot in the back and the chest, and they were carrying him to the ship for 2 seconds later for him to be completely fine. I don't know if he had some type of healing factor. I don't know, but he was just fine when he got to the ship. And then we know Rocket's death fake out. Like the whole movie they were teasing that he was gonna die, and he didn't. Now, I know people are gonna say that this is a little bit of a stretch, but I thought Nebula was gonna die a couple times when she was fighting Adam Warlock. He was like socking her jaw out of place. He was fucking her up bad. She didn't die, but you know, there was just a couple scenes where I was like, okay, is she gonna die? Because he's fucking her bad. Like he's breaking her wrist, doing all these things. She didn't die. And then we all know Star-Lord at the end of the movie. We thought he was gonna die because he didn't have his mask on. I mean, I thought that he actually was dead because his face swelled up. No, he wasn't fucking dead. So I was like, what is going on? The movie did drag on a bit as well. The movie was pretty long, and you start feeling that midway through the movie when they're like in that spaceship made of flesh, and you're like, okay, do we need all these music videos, or can we kind of get to the point? I want to see more Rocket stuff. You know, I don't know. It just felt like the movie dragged on a couple times, and I'm like, we could go without this, if I'm being so honest. And my last complaint is that not all the jokes hit. A lot of them did hit. I would say probably even 7 out of 10 of the jokes hit. But I would say for that remaining 30%, they didn't hit. And that's fine because the movie makes up for it with perfect CGI, Rocket's beautiful story, and some good action sets. Now, my conclusion is that the movie is like an 8 out of 10. No movie is perfect. I don't care what any MCU fan says. It's about an 8 out of 10. It's definitely better than anything we've gotten for a good minute, but it's definitely a really good movie, and I really enjoyed watching it. Now, the other problem with the movie isn't necessarily the movie, it's the goddamn fans. Every time a new Marvel movie comes out, a Marvel fan's like, this is actually the best Marvel film of all time. This is actually the #1 film. I'm like, every time a new Marvel film comes out, you're gonna say it's the best film? This movie, in my opinion, is not better than Winter Soldier or Civil War, you know, or Infinity War. It's a great movie, but it's not better, you know? It's not the best movie of all time. I don't get why people keep saying that. Another thing that I hate is when people say that this particular movie is going to be the best movie before the movie even releases. Let the bitch release first and then rate it. At least watch it first. But yeah, that's honestly just the truth about Guardians of the Galaxy 3. It's a good movie. It's not the best movie of all time. It's definitely a breath of fresh air. And James Gunn did his shit on this one. Good job.